deeper into the esoteric aspects of Serapis, aka Christos, the path of divine transformation. The ancient Gnostics, a diverse religious and philosophical movement that flourished during the Roman era and for centuries, largely founded by Saint Thomas. The twin of Jesus found a particularly compelling figure in Serapis. Gnosticism is a school of thought that emphasized spiritual knowledge, gnosis, of the divine spark within, over faith, pistis, in the teachings and traditions of the various communities of Christians, resonated with the enigmatic nature of Serapis. They viewed Serapis as a bridge between the material and spiritual realms, a mediator between humanity and the divine. His androgynous nature, often depicted with both male and female attributes, reflected the Gnostic belief in a transcendent, all-encompassing deity beyond gender distinctions. Even depicted by the two-headed bust of Isis and Serapis as a hermaphrodite, Serapis for the Gnostics represented the divine spark within each individual, the potential for enlightenment and liberation from the constraints of the material world. His association with the underworld, far from being a symbol of darkness, represented a necessary stage of transformation, a descent into the depths of the self before the soul's ascent to the divine. The Gnostic interpretation of Serapis highlights the fluidity and adaptability of this enigmatic deity. 700 years before Jesus, he was known as Christos in Egypt. In astrotheology, he is considered the Son of Man, the same as the son of Apollo, the sun god. The Son of Man, Asclepius, who is also akin to Ophiuchus, the wisdom teacher who guards the Golden Gate of 1122. Both Jesus and Serapis were considered healers. Some of Jesus's healing miracles recorded in the Synoptic Gospels bear similarities to Greek stories associated with Asclepius, the god of healing and medicine. Serapis and Asclepius are one and the same. The fusion in form, Serapis, the enigmatic deity who captivated the ancient world, embodies a fascinating fusion of Egyptian religious concepts, but more so the mysteries of ascension into higher consciousness. The blending of two prominent figures from the Egyptian pantheon, Osiris, the god of the underworld and rebirth, and Apis, the sacred bull of Memphis, who is actually a symbol of many things, especially the Silver Gate of 522. Orion as Osiris and Taurus as Mayurt on the pathway to the eighth heaven. This fusion is not merely a symbolic gesture. It speaks to a deeper understanding of divinity and the interconnectedness of life, death, and renewal. Osiris, in Egyptian mythology, represents the cyclical nature of life and the promise of resurrection after death. Before the term Christians, those on the path of being anointed were called the followers of the way. His story, filled with betrayal, dismemberment, and eventual rebirth, served as a powerful metaphor for the human experience. Apis, on the other hand, embodied vitality, fertility, and the life-giving forces of nature representative of the Milky Way and Nile. As a living embodiment of Ptah, the creator god of Memphis, the Apis bull was revered as a symbol of divine power and abundance. The fusion of Osiris and Apis in the form of Serapis creates a deity who bridges the gap between the earthly and the divine, encompassing both the chthonic realm of the underworld and the celestial promise of rebirth and renewal. This is also the central theme of the Orion-Osiris resurrection ascension. This was the central theme of the mystery school thousands of years before the Jesus story. This blending reflects a sophisticated understanding of the interconnectedness of seemingly opposite forces, suggesting that life and death, darkness and light, are not separate entities but rather two sides of the same coin and merely male and female, head and heart, electric and magnetic. A deity beyond duality, Serapis's androgynous nature further deepens his symbolic complexity, challenging traditional notions of gender and divinity. Often depicted with both male and female attributes, Serapis transcends the limitations of binary categorization, embodying a wholeness and unity that defies easy definition. This androgynous aspect is particularly evident in representations of Serapis that incorporate imagery associated with the Egyptian god Hapi. Hapi, the god of the Nile's annual flood, was often depicted as a full-bodied figure with pendulous breasts, symbolizing the Nile's life-giving abundance and nurturing qualities. The integration of Hapi's imagery into Serapis's iconography suggests a deity who embodies both masculine and feminine principles, representing a holistic and balanced approach to divinity, which is also a hidden message of the two becoming one, the mind and the heart united. This fusion of opposites reflects a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all things, suggesting that true wholeness and completion come from embracing both the masculine and feminine aspects within ourselves and the cosmos. This concept of divine androgyny resonated deeply within ancient mystery traditions, which often use such imagery to represent the union of opposites and the transcendence of duality as essential steps on the path to spiritual enlightenment. Angels are depicted the same. Unraveling the symbolic code, statues of Serapis, found throughout the ancient world, offer a tangible glimpse into the rich tapestry of symbolism associated with this enigmatic deity. These statues, often crafted from precious materials like marble or bronze, served as focal points for devotion and contemplation, inviting viewers to decode the layers of meaning embedded within their form. One of the most striking features of the Serapis statue is his distinctive headdress, the modius, e.g., a measure of grain as 1/4 of a modern bushel. This cylindrical headdress, often adorned with floral or geometric patterns, symbolizes abundance, fertility, and the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth. Another prominent element is the presence of a serpent, often depicted coiled around Serapis's body or staff. The serpent, a potent symbol in many ancient cultures, represents wisdom, transformation, and the cyclical shedding and renewal of life. The serpent's association with Serapis reinforces his connection to the underworld, healing, and the mysteries of life and death. Its presence also hints at Serapis's role as a psychopomp, e.g. Anubis, a guide who accompanies souls on their journey through the afterlife. Celestial clues and cosmic transformations. Delving deeper into the iconography of Serapis, we encounter a curious detail that opens up a new layer of interpretation: the absence of the zodiac sign Aquarius from certain representations. This seemingly minor omission carries profound implications, suggesting a deliberate symbolic choice intended to convey a specific esoteric message. In traditional depictions of the zodiac, Aquarius, the water-bearer, is often positioned near the serpent's head at the base of the statue. In some representations of Serapis, however, Aquarius is conspicuously absent, suggesting a deliberate fusion of the serpent's transformative power with the archetypal energy of Aquarius. This fusion suggests a time of great cosmic and spiritual transformation, aligning with the age of Aquarius, an astrological epoch associated with innovation, enlightenment, and the awakening of human consciousness. The serpent's association with wisdom and transformation, combined with Aquarius's forward-thinking and humanitarian energy, reinforces Serapis's role as a deity who guides humanity towards a new era of spiritual understanding and collective evolution. The missing Aquarius, therefore, becomes a powerful symbol of transcendence, representing the culmination of astrological cycles and the emergence of a new spiritual paradigm. It invites us to consider the deeper implications of Serapis's message in the context of our own time, encouraging us to embrace change, seek knowledge, and actively participate in the unfolding cosmic transformation as spiritual upliftment within a new age of light. The Proto-Christ figure? As we delve deeper into the mysteries of Serapis, a startling question arises. Could this enigmatic deity have influenced the development of early Christianity? While seemingly disparate at first glance, a closer examination reveals intriguing parallels between the narratives and iconography surrounding Serapis and the figure of Jesus Christ. One striking similarity lies in their shared association with healing and resurrection. Serapis, as a god of the underworld and rebirth, was often invoked for his healing powers and his ability to guide souls through the afterlife. Christus was another name for the Egyptian god Serapis. Christus may be translated as Messiah. Serapis became known as a redeemer god and savior who granted believers eternal life. Correspondence during the reign of Hadrian, 117–138 CE, seems to conflate references to Serapis with those of the new Messiah, Jesus Christ. Similarly, Jesus is renowned for his miraculous healings and his triumph over death through resurrection. Emperor Hadrian in 134 AD refers to Alexandrian worshippers of Serapis, calling themselves bishops of Christ. Egypt, which you commended to me, my dearest Servianus, I have found to be wholly fickle and inconsistent and continually wafted about by every breath of fame. The worshippers of Serapis, here, are called Christians, and those who are devoted to the god Serapis, I find, call themselves bishops of Christ. Serapis, as a syncretic deity incorporating elements of both Greek and Egyptian traditions, represented a point of connection between different cultures and belief systems. In fact, it appears that some followers of Serapis were eventually expelled from Rome, when in 19 AD, while Tiberius also expelled the Jews. In 68 AD, a mob of pagans is said to have formed at the Serapis Temple in Alexandria, who then descended on the Christians who were celebrating Easter at Bocalis. There they seized St. Mark, dragging him through the streets before throwing him in prison. Clearly, those worshippers of Serapis and Christ were aware of each other and the differences within their religions. Jesus, in turn, is presented as the Son of God, sent to earth to redeem humanity and reconcile them with the divine, albeit only a few years in the making at that time. This shared role as a mediator underscores the universal human desire for connection with a higher power, a theme that transcends specific religious boundaries. It is not surprising that the Romans shifted from throwing Christians to lions in less than a century to killing those who were not Christian. Was this a return to a higher path or a ploy to appease and control people? Reincarnation and the Ascended Masters. The concept of a divine intermediary, a recurring theme in the Serapis narrative, extends beyond the confines of Christianity. Across various cultures and throughout history, we encounter figures who embody this archetype, individuals who have transcended ordinary human limitations and achieved a state of enlightenment, often referred to as ascended masters. These ascended masters, whether known as Buddhas, avatars, or prophets, share a common thread. They serve as guides and teachers, illuminating the path to spiritual awakening for others. There have been 24 times that a person incarnated and shared the identical story of Horus, Mithras, Heracles, Hercules, Dionysus, and Jesus. Their stories, often imbued with miraculous events and profound teachings, inspire hope and offer guidance for navigating the challenges of human existence. The figure of Serapis, with his ambiguous origins and multifaceted nature, aligns with this concept of an eternal cadre of ascended masters. His worship, spanning centuries and crossing cultural boundaries, suggests a timeless wisdom and a recurring pattern of divine intervention in human affairs. This idea resonates with the belief in reincarnation, prevalent in many ancient traditions, including Egyptian and Greek mystery schools. From this perspective, Serapis could be seen as one manifestation of a higher spiritual being, returning to the earthly realm at different points in time to guide humanity towards enlightenment. Celestial alignments and symbolic narratives. The story of Serapis, woven into the fabric of ancient history, extends beyond the realm of myth and legend into the celestial tapestry overhead. Ancient cultures, deeply attuned to the rhythms of the cosmos, recognized the significance of astronomical alignments, interpreting them as divine messages encoded within the movements of stars and planets. One such alignment, occurring on 11/22, ties in the Ophiuchus position mirrored in the Serapis narrative, involves the sun's position relative to certain constellations, creating a celestial tableau that mirrors the deity's journey of transformation and resurrection. This alignment, occurring at the precise moment of the sun's zenith, bathes the earth in a specific frequency of light, a phenomenon interpreted as a divine transmission of energy and knowledge. This celestial event, occurring annually, serves as a reminder of the cyclical nature of time and the eternal recurrence of cosmic patterns. It reinforces the concept of resurrection and renewal, not only on a personal level, but also on a cosmic scale. The alignment's timing, coinciding with the sun's highest point in the sky, symbolizes the culmination of a journey, the achievement of enlightenment, and the union of the earthly and the divine. This celestial mirroring of the Serapis narrative underscores the interconnectedness of the microcosm and the macrocosm, suggesting that the dramas unfolding on Earth are reflections of a grander cosmic order. Serapis and the unseen threads of history. The legacy of Serapis extends far beyond the confines of ancient temples and crumbling statues. His story, fragmented yet persistent, reminds us that history is not a linear progression, but rather a tapestry woven from countless threads, some visible, others hidden from view. The syncretic nature of Serapis, his ability to incorporate and transcend diverse cultural influences, serves as a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of human experience. His worship, spanning vast geographical regions and enduring for 7 centuries, highlights the universality of certain spiritual impulses. The yearning for connection, the search for meaning, and the desire to transcend the limitations of mortality. As we navigate the complexities of our own time, grappling with questions of identity, belief, and the nature of reality, the story of Serapis offers valuable insights. His androgynous nature challenges rigid categories and binary thinking, encouraging us to embrace nuance and recognize the interconnectedness of seemingly opposite forces. Representing the blending of the mind and the heart, the elements of electric and magnetic, the male and female in balance within and without are paramount to raising consciousness and becoming more godlike. When the two become one, then you are done, is also a message from Thoth in the Emerald Tablets. Has the story of ascension existed in every ancient and lost civilization on and off world?